the frost bites. What's keeping you awake at night? Is it how to pass the next exam? Is that what's keeping you awake at night? Is it what you are going to do after you leave North Rise? Is that what's keeping you awake at night? What is it that's keeping you awake at night? Now, I'm asking this question deliberately because in history, there was one particular student who was troubled with something that kept him awake at night. How many of you know the father of AI? You are IT students. You must know. Computer science students. Who is the father of AI? Or who is the father of computing? Maybe that. You don't know? Yes. Alan Turing. Alan Turing was a student in Manchester that was actually thinking. Something kept him awake at night. And the question that kept him awake at night was this: can machines think? He was a student like you. And it kept him awake at night. Can really machines think? And it's from that basis that he got so preoccupied in his life to find out really whether machines can think. And so he was studying mathematics, computational maths, and from that thinking, he started inventing things, the basis on which we have computers today. Sitting in a class like this, staying awake with one specific question: can machines think? And it's that question that actually benefits us today. That we can sit here, we have smartphones, all these are based on that computation theory. That we can share data, that we can calculate, we can have all kinds of things you can think about. Even what they're using in these wars, those, warheads that are actually driven by AI, that they can actually determine which areas they must hit. All these things are as a result of one individual that was preoccupied with a specific question. Unfortunately, he lived a very short life. He died in 1954. He was born in 1912. You can guess how old he was. And it is this guy that actually, for you, since you are doing a hackathon, it's not the first, it's this guy that actually cracked what is known as the Enigma code. How many of you know about the Enigma code? If you watch the movie Who Cracked the Nazi Code, which was a World War II real story, the Germans had invented ways of encrypting messages between the warships and the command center via radio. And they were ahead of their enemies. And the Allied forces were struggling. So there were some Polish mathematicians that tried to crack the code. But this particular individual, who actually invented what today is known and it's in museums called the Turing machine, he actually played around and he cracked the Enigma code. So don't think you are the first one to crack code. So he actually cracked the Enigma code, And by that, the World War II was shortened. Again, one individual was thinking, saved millions of people from getting decimated by the ugly World War II. Why am I telling you these things? Why am I laboring to tell you this story? It's because you may not understand the potential that God has put in you. God has put in us so much potential to achieve things that this guy, one person, achieved. Just made humanity become better, but sometimes even worse, because the technology sometimes has been misused. So you, as students, you have that capacity as well. But the challenge that I see with young people is what occupies your mind? What is it that keeps you awake at night? We have so many problems in the world. What are you looking at to address those problems? That should keep you awake. It's not about when the next Copper Belt derby between Kana and Power is going to be. Yeah? Or it's not because Real Madrid was kicked out by Bayern Munich. Yeah? Those things are okay, but that should not keep you awake at night. As young people, you must be preoccupied with things that can change the world. You must think like Alan Turing, who experimented with this notion of can machines think, that invented the imitation game, and from that, a lot of things came up. You can read about him, maybe you get inspired. He was a young guy, got a PhD at 27 from Princeton, very young guy. And so these exercises of hackathon, it's a competition. But it should not just be seen as a competition. It's something that must stimulate your minds and belief that among these students here, we can get some Alan Turing to solve some of these big and major problems that are so ugly and really affect our society as a nation. Yesterday we had the National Science and Technology Council meeting. I serve on the technical committee. And there's a question that is bothering us. And this is the question, and I want to leave this challenge with you. Where will Zambia be if a technology is found where copper is rendered to be a useless material? Where will our country be? I don't know whether you've thought about this. This is something that keeps me awake at night, because our development programming is all based on copper. If a technology today is found, and it's possible, like what happened to the post office, what happened to, land phones, those big companies that used to sell handsets, what happened, even Nokia itself almost went bankrupt. If we don't pay attention to what's going on in the world and asking ourselves such questions, we can wake up one day and our economy will be gone. So you as young people, this should occupy your mind. Where can this country go without copper? What is it that we can sell? And something that we should be able to do is to sell knowledge. Because some of you don't think that when you buy a computer, you're not buying a machine. You're actually buying knowledge that went into that. When you buy a car, you're not just buying a car. They're actually selling you knowledge. And this, for me, is what I want you guys to occupy your minds. Beyond this hackathon, think. Where will Zambia be without copper? That should preoccupy your mind, for example, as a question. The future of work is being challenged. The world that you inherit, I'm very few years before I check out from this planet. The world that you're going to inherit will be completely different from the world we inherited when we left school, when we left varsity, some of us. Completely different. You must ask these hard questions. You are not here at Northrise just to get a piece of paper and go out. You are here to be transformed so that you can make the impact in society. This should preoccupy your mind. This must be something that every day when you wake up, I'm going to school, should be bothering you. 3-4 years, I'm out of Northrise. What next? What is it that I can do to make this world better? And remember, at the end, God is going to hold us accountable. I gave you this opportunity to go to Northrise. You got your degree. What did you do with it? God will ask those questions. So, friends, students, I urge you to push yourself. God has given you that capacity. Think. Think where this world will be, and make sure you apply yourselves so that one of these days we can write a story about a Northrise student that helped solve a crisis that we have in our country. That's my charge to you. Enjoy the hackathon, and thank you, colleagues, for organizing it. From our side, we will do our best to provide the best environment for you to be able to think. We'll do our best to give you opportunities such as these and many more to exercise your brains, that we can stretch them a little bit. And so may you enjoy this event. And thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Ranjan. And may God bless all of us. Thanks.
Thank you very much to our VC, Dr. Mwiwa. So I've been encouraged. What keeps us awake at night? Is it the games that someone has put knowledge into, or is answering the question that he has asked us? Let's just say there comes a technology that will render our copper useless. How is our nation going to survive? So I'm hoping we are going to shift from being kept awake by the games and answering the question that our VC has given us. It's sort of a task, right? So our next task is for our judges to now walk through the tables for our teams. So each team will be given 5 minutes to present their idea, and then the other 5 minutes will be for the questions. So the teams, our judges are Professor Young, Mr. Chivawe, and Mr. Msonda. So they'll be walking through, they'll just come to your desk, present your idea, present your innovation, and they'll ask questions. We'll also allow our audience to go through the tables, as our judges are also going through, so that we don't have a team that is not occupied at a specific time. But we are kindly asking you, our audience, that you don't disturb our judges. So whatever they are doing with a specific team, let's let them have the time and have every single time to ask and get the ideas without our disturbance. So whenever there's a judge who's asking a question, let's just make sure we don't interrupt. So those are the announcements. We start the walkthroughs now.
A question about the copper reminds me, I want to hear the story of it. Investment. So say you've got a company that manufactures lawnmower. And you do everything in your best to improve the lawnmower. But you don't know that somewhere there in America, some guy is developing a compound grass and
You want to come and interact with the team? Come, it's a time for it to come and let's see this guy.
Analyzing and then giving a diagnosis. So there's the primary diagnosis type. but it's got others down here, which is how the AI is working because it's got 3 layers. So the first one is machine learning, the second one is explanation AI, and the third one is zero-based AI. So the first one is going to get the values, so you think what you put in, it's going to turn them into numbers and then run it. When that's done, it goes to the next stage, which is the explanation. It gives you a reason why it picks this. And then from that, it goes back to the safety checker, which is the last one, checking why this is the way it is. So I use the database to keep the data, stores the data. This is from me testing yesterday. Yes, and then it also has a chatbot. So what this chatbot does is, whatever diagnosis you're going to get, you can ask it, saying what to do with malaria. It's going to give you perform RTT or blood smear, blood side, if positive, start, whatever. Yes, and then depends whatever diagnosis you get. So if diagnosis is given, you can ask the hospital, simplifying the process for the nurse.
Can you try syphilis?
Syphilis, no, I did not have syphilis.
So it cannot give you those.
No, it can't be just on a specific field. But the machine learning is there because it's got the other 2 layers that
So we can show you the live demo of the app. How it works. So let's say this is me. This is what you see when you open the app. This is me. I have a problem. I have, let's say, I have rats. I want someone who can come and exterminate them. I can either search for the service or I can go on. Let me just turn it back to English. So someone has just clicked the service.
So there's the provider application.
There's customer application. You see how Yango has the driver and customer. When someone books a service, like I need a driver, they use a different app. So it's the same way for MPG. So that notification you hit, meaning that person, he booked the service. So you can see right now, let's try to, he's going to be the provider, I'll be the person who's got the right.
first of all, you have to verify.
So I'm going to come to pest control,
And when it's done,
and I'm going to look at the companies that are going to offer these services. Right now, there's only one demo company because we're still planning to launch it. So I'll click this company and I'll see they offer this service, rodent control. They can also list other services that they're offering. I can click add and I can say continue. So when you open the checkout services page, you're going to see two things: add doorstep and add store. Add doorstep means you want them to come to you. Add store is you want them you're going to go there. So this is for add store. It's gonna be used mostly for people. Let's say I wanna fix my car, I can just take it there at the store, or they can come where I am. I can select the time in which I want them to come. Let's say we choose 2 p.m. I want the service provider to come at 2 p.m. 14 hours. I can say continue. Then I can choose my address. I apply a coupon if they have a promotion. Then I can pay using mobile money, pay on service. So pay on service is when the service provider comes, they do the job, then they give you cash. So pay with mobile money. Okay, let me first show you. Yes, this helps the service provider as well as you, the customer, because some people might book a service, then they change their mind. So when they pay in advance or with mobile money, it lets them stay committed to the service, if you get what I mean. However, they can still reschedule this particular service. So let's say I pay on service, click pay on service.
When you're here to the page, you can check information about the company, what they do, when they work,
successfully,
how
your
they
booking
do.
has been received.
So
if I go on the booking list, I'll see the one booked for 2 p.m. This is so here. And I'll see stuff like this. So I'm going to see the time that I booked as well as a notification. Now if you go to the provider side,
and then when this pushes this one,
so that notification is the one to go to. So it notifies you that okay, there's someone who wants it.
and in this case, it's almost like
So
that's why
you're gonna see.
Service provider always
so
have
there
the mobile.
you have to scroll down, then you have
Yes,
to
tablet
select what
is
they
available for both phones, tablets,
So let's
even
say
TV.
I want
Yeah.
16 p.m.
Any smart TV. So you can see. Let me just finish the presentation first.
We have a
So
different
you can
address.
see.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to like implement something right now, but that's definitely something that in the future could be implemented.
I need to move on, but another question. There are many people that don't have this type of phones. They've only got, they can put calls, they haven't got data and stuff. So that's probably the largest part of the population. How do you get rid of that?
The users report. So, for implementation of submitting.
Not everybody's got smartphones. There's a lot of smart units. So we are now thinking of implementing the usage ticket. So the issue is here in Zambia, you have to use the daily usage ticket. So we were not able for this hackathon to implement the laws. We can't operate on the MTN network unless we simulate that. But we can be able to create a usage ticket where there's a meter report and we send it to the data. So then we can start to
Usually, using services like SSD, MTN and Airtel, much charging you on a monthly basis for you to be able to use any service.
Which one has it? Each office has
I need to move on. I've been here 15 minutes already, but I'm impressed. I like that. Well done. Thank you very much for your presentation. You should also show that to many other people. Well done. Thank you very much.
No, it was actually the same one. You can move on. It was actually the same one in terms of yes, how are you going to deal with so many people because the police resources are limited if you want to send them in that direction, Yes. So I'm glad that has been actually attended to. Are there any cities that have actually implemented this app and how
This specific app? No, like there's like this specific app implemented. No, there's no.
No, similar one that is similar to this one is NEPA watch, which is NEPA watch, but for that one it's where you have to communicate, send just a message to NEPA to be danger.
So just because I took one for this one,
see out of this because the idea that you're coming up with is one that implements the implementation of smart waves. So other than just being able to read data, because just reading data and not being able to
Yeah, future. These two
because addition is that I think you could have gone an extra mile integrating demonstration here. So for instance, you can now do, if you notice this is doing this power, can it be now able to send the command and force this, trigger this or shut down this so that you can send that? Yeah, and we have the devices that you can actually use to connect down, just make it basic to understand that you can use because this, like I mentioned, the social
tells you which one is generated a lot, but one particular
what I need to be able to
so we discovered my ad paper is high.
every node and
To the low income, paper is low. They throw a lot of cans and stuff, bottles. So that means the app needs to intelligent be able to direct where if I'm a plastic recycler, I will know which social status.
Okay, so
So the system needs to. That's
so to speak into that, we've got different types of waste. So if there is a recycling center here in Dola, once you file in your report or requesting for a pickup, you are going to input what kind of waste exactly that you have that you would like to dispose. So if the recycling center that's here in Dola doesn't recycle paper, they won't be able to pick that up. Instead, they leave it for people who are able to recycle product. So the cost of logistics, this system works like Yango. We know that Yango doesn't charge fairly the same. It charges based on distance. So yes, we did put that into consideration, depending on how far you are from that.
Because information that allow you to control.
Yes, yes.
there.
Yes, it will help you but that's one thing.
Cost of me going to what's the relationship?
So there's an algorithm for that that's calculating the amount to be charged based on the distance. So we're just not putting into account the waste itself, how much is it weighing. We're also putting into consideration the distance. That's fair.
The value.
Yes, and the value.
The value that the person gets out, because eventually from a recycler, cost becomes
the navigation will come back.
This is where the iPad is.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. All the best.
So now you know this time there is even choice, right? There's 4 months. But what is the map? So why the better?